Yes, sir.
So schedules. You know, schedule means what? A chronological execution sequence of a transaction. Okay, a chronological execution sequence of a transaction is known as schedule. Now, by the term chronological execution sequence means what? We have some order, or you can say that the order with respect to time to perform the operations of the transactions, and that chronological sequence is our schedule, right? Now, sorry, how many transactions in a schedule? These questions may be asked. So you should know that there may be more than one transaction within a schedule. Yes. Okay. And in one transaction, we may have multiple number of tasks. So what we have got that in one schedule, we may have more than one transaction, and in a single transaction, we may have more than one task. Now, serial schedule. Serial schedule is what? A kind of schedule where the transactions are aligned in such a way that one will be executed after the other. So one transaction will be executed first, and after that, the another transaction will be executed. Okay, and this order will be continued in a serial manner. So that's why we call it as serial schedule. Now, I have also shown you one diagram where different types of schedules being represented. In this diagram, you can see that schedules are mainly divided into two parts: serial schedules and what? Non-serial schedules. Dear students, please remember that this classification is very important. Question may become like non-recoverable schedule falls under which type of schedule? Serial schedule or non-serial schedule? So remember, in every lecture, this will be recorded and the link will be given to you. Now on, I will ask one question from the from the topics that I have discussed in the lecture. You need to answer through comment. So today, first question is, after taking that screenshot of this diagram, you take a screenshot of this diagram. Taken it? Okay. So first question is that non-recoverable schedule is falling under what type of schedule? Serial schedule or non-serial schedule? That you have to answer through comment when you will get the recorded lecture. But please mention your name while answering the question. Then what summarize or what summary we have is that the schedule is nothing but the order in which the operations of multiple transactions appear for execution, and serial schedule, you just see that this is consistent, but non-serial schedule may not be consistent. This is always non-consistent. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Non-serial schedules are not consistent. Serial schedules are consistent. I know that this term, consistent, we have discussed a lot in previous lectures. I don't think that it will be necessary to discuss it again. Then, this difference between serial schedule and serializable schedule is also discussed, but let me again have a recall on it. So serial schedule and serializable schedule. So serial schedule means one after another. So no concurrency, or concurrency is not allowed in the case of serial schedule. Because you already got it that one transaction is executed, after that another, whether the transactions are executing simultaneously. In case of serial schedule, a big no, because they are not executed concurrently. So no concurrency is there in case of serial schedules. Thus all the transactions necessarily execute serially one after the other. This point is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
Serializable schedule means what? The opposite thing, because in case of serial schedule, the graph will be like that. But in case of serializable schedule, all the transactions are happening at the same time. That is concurrency allowed. Now, multiple transaction can execute concurrently. Then next point is that serial schedules lead to less resource utilization and CPU throughput. It is very obvious that in case of serial schedule, we may have less resource utilization. और ऐसा क्यों है? आपने देखा कि सीरियल शेड्यूल में एक ट्रांजैक्शन के बाद ही नेक्स्ट ट्रांजैक्शन एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है. यस और नो? अगर ऐसा हो रहा है तो एक ट्रांजैक्शन कोई एक रिसोर्स में काम कर रहा है, जब उसका हो जाएगा एग्जीक्यूशन कंप्लीट, तभी ये एलोकेट किया जाएगा नेक्स्ट ट्रांजैक्शन. So what I mean to say that in case of serial schedule, one transaction is working on particular resource R1. As soon as T1 completes, then only this R1 will be allocated to T2. So extra wastage of time, or you can say that less resource utilization, and thereby CPU throughput will be less. Right, and this about CPU throughput, we have also discussed these things in the last class. I know that you got it, that per unit of time, how much is being done is actually calculated through CPU throughput. But in the case of serializable schedule, both of these two things, means resource utilization and CPU throughput, will be increased. And if someone asks you that why, because at the same time, multiple number of transactions may be utilizing that resource. Yes, and in that way, CPU throughput is obviously going to be increased. Then the third point is that serial schedules are less efficient as compared to the serializable one. And the reason is nothing but this one, second one. And obvious that serializable schedules are always better than serial schedules. So my dear students, please note down these differences. This may be asked in your exam. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we discuss about conflict serializability. If a given non-serial schedule can be converted into a serial schedule by swapping its non-conflicting operations, then it is called conflict serializable schedule. And what is conflicting operation? This point is very important. I may say that very, very important. And even I have found the questions from these conflicting operations in this GATE, NET. Okay, so what is conflicting operation? Two operations will be known as conflicting operations if these conditions are true for them. First, both the operations belong to different transaction. This is very first condition. मतलब जो ऑपरेशन है, कोई भी ऑपरेशन ले रहे हो, ठीक है, मैं पहले ओ ही ले रहा हूँ. This operation and this operation, these two should belong to two different transactions. Then second point says that both the operations are on the same data item. This is very, very obvious. This will be conflicting only when these two are working on the same data item, either X or Y, whatever it is. Okay? Then third, very important, at least one of these two operations should be a right operation. आपको मैं पहले भी बताया था कि रीट ऑपरेशन में इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. रीट ऑपरेशन हम शेयर लॉक यूज कर सकते हैं. यस, in the case of read operation, we can use shared lock. Yes or no? In the last lectures, I think I have discussed this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. But in case of write operation, we cannot do that. In case of write operation, we have to go for exclusive lock. So, ये जो दो operations हैं, इसको conflicting operation तभी बोलेंगे हम जब इनमें से कोई एक क्या होगा? राइट ऑपरेशन होगा. मतलब ये है कि दो रीड ऑपरेशन, टू रीड ऑपरेशंस will not be conflicting in nature. One of them should be right, or both of them should be right. I hope that this definition, these points regarding conflicting operations is very much clear to you.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now consider this diagram. Let me clear you may see the transaction T1 and transaction T2. Remember, these things are happening with respect to what? Time. ये टाइम के अकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है, ठीक है। इसका मतलब ये है जो ए डाटा आइटम है, द डाटा आइटम A1 और ए, ये ए के ऊपर R1 जो ट्रांजेक्शन मतलब ऑपरेशन हो रहा है वो पहले सबसे पहले हो रहा है, उसके बाद W1, उसके बाद R2, उसके बाद ही R1B। मैं फिर से बोलता हूँ, द रीड ऑपरेशन R1 क्यों लिखा है, व्हाई आई एम राइटिंग R1, बिकॉज रीड ऑपरेशन ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन 1 इज हैपनिंग first or the very first. After that, write operation of transaction 1 is happening with respect to A. After that, read operation of transaction 2 happening with respect to A. Then read operation of transaction 1 happening with respect to B. Now, I think you got it that how to read this type of table or this type of graph. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in this case, in this table, questions may be coming that which one will be the conflicting pair. तो आपको मैंने बोला कि जो conflicting operations होगा दो अलग अलग ट्रांजेक्शन से रिलेटेड होगा, एक ही डाटा आइटम के ऊपर होगा और उसमें उस पेयर में एक ऑपरेशन एटलीस्ट राइट ऑपरेशन होना चाहिए. आई एम रिपीटिंग इट अगेन. The transaction should be different. Data item, one where the operations are happening should be same, and one of the operations should be at least right operation. So you can see that W1A and R2A, W1A and R2A. मैं draw करके बता देता हूँ. W1A and R2A. Wait. This will be the conflicting operations or conflicting pair with respect to this transaction diagram. All of you, are you agree with this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ये क्यों हो रहा है, क्यों मैंने इसको conflicting मान रहा हूँ? I think you got it. Okay, this is because all above the conditions, mean these three conditions are found true with respect to W1A and R2A. Now, next thing is that to check whether a schedule is conflict serializable or not. Okay. This is a part of advanced database management system, but still I think that you have to know. So इसलिए मैं discuss कर रहा हूँ. Following are the steps to check whether a given non-serial schedule is conflict serializable or not. First step, find the list of all the conflicting operations. Wait. Find the list of all conflicting operations. Step 2, start creating a precedence graph by drawing. देखो, note down करना. What I have said, precedence graph by drawing one node for each transaction. Step 3, draw an edge for each conflict player such that XIV and YJV form a conflict pair. Then draw an edge from what is TI to TJ. मतलब ट्रांजेक्शन को हम यहाँ नोट मान के चल रहे हैं, राइट? और ट्रांजेक्शन को नोट मान के चल रहा है तो प्रेसिडेंट ग्राफ हम ऐसे बनाते, ठीक है? थोड़ा दूर दूर बनाना. ओके, यू ड्रॉ इट एट डिस्टेंस शुड बी मेंटेन लाइक TI TJ. ओके, इस टाइप का ग्राफ जब हम ड्रॉ करते हैं तब इसको प्रेसिडेंस ग्राफ बोलते हैं, राइट? देन स्टेप 4, what I have just said about, let me clear this, clear all drawing. Draw an edge for conflict pairs such that XIV and YJV that forms a conflict pair. Then draw an edge from TI to TJ. This ensures that TI gets executed before TJ. Then step 4 says that check if there is any cycle formed in the graph. If there is no cycle, then the schedule will be conflict serializable. If there is a cycle, then we will say that our schedule is not conflict serializable. Repeating the steps again. So these are the steps to check whether a given schedule is conflict serializable or not. पहला step क्या था? First step. I don't know why students are joining in this way that I have to again admit and admit. Anyway, sorry. Step 1 says that find and list all the conflicting operations. Step 2, start creating a precedence graph by drawing one node for each transaction. Step 3 states that you draw an edge from Ti to Tj if you will find a conflicting pair Xi and Yj V. Step 4 says that if any cycle means C, I'll show you what is cycle. This is Ti and this is Tj. Okay. Graph will be like this. If there is a transaction, suppose Xi and Yj. I will write the graph or write the edge like this. And again, if you find a transaction, suppose Yj X, or Yj suppose U and Xi suppose something, then there will be a transaction like edge like this. So if the edges are forming like this, then this will be considered as a cycle. And if there is cycle, then you will say that your schedule is not conflict serializable. And if no cycle is found, then you will say that your schedule is conflict serializable. Students, I hope the steps are clear to you now.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a simple assignment for you. Go through it if you find time. Topological sort, directed acyclic graph, and precedence graph, just I have discussed. Then recoverable schedule. If in a schedule, a transaction performs a dirty read operations from an uncommitted transaction, and its commit operation is delayed till the uncommitted transaction either commits or rollbacks, then such a schedule will be known as recoverable schedule. अब एक क्वेश्चन, जैसे पहला क्वेश्चन आज मैंने जो पूछा था सबको याद होगा क्या पूछा था. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन जो मैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में फिर से डिस्कस करूंगा, that is dirty read operations. What do you mean by dirty read operations? Okay, recoverable schedule में क्या हो रहा है? A transaction performs dirty read operation from an uncommitted transaction. Uncommitted transaction means that transaction which is not yet committed. आपको पता होगा अगर commit operation perform किया जाता है तभी एक transaction क्या होता है? Completely execute होता है, right? So from an uncommitted transaction, a dirty read operation is performed. That read operation which is not going to have any means read from that particular with respect to particular data item. Okay, that case is known as dirty read. It's read but it is not going to mean anything. आप read कर रहे हो पर उससे कुछ होगा नहीं क्योंकि देखो uncommitted transaction. Could you also एक committed एक transaction होता तभी ये read का कुछ काम आता, but uncommitted है तो that is a dirty read operations. Now its commit operation is delayed till the uncommitted transaction either commits or rollback. या तो commit होगा या तो commit नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा? Previous state में वो आ जाएगा. तो इस टाइप के चीज जो प्रीवियस स्टेट में हम आ सकते हैं तो इसको बोलते हैं हम रिकवरेबल शेड्यूल. तो क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं आप लोग को मतलब एमसीक्यू के टाइप में, अगर ऐसा ट्रांजैक्शन शेड्यूल जिसमें डार्टी रीड ऑपरेशन इन्वॉल्व है तो उस टाइप का शेड्यूल्स को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Such type of transaction schedule where a dirty read operation is involved, then that is known as MCQ में आपको ABC ऑप्शन आ जाएगा तो करेक्ट ऑप्शन क्या होगा? That will be known as recoverable schedule. Okay. Now again see, तो मैंने डार्टी रीड के बारे में पूछा है, आप लोग डिटेल्स में जाना, बट मैंने अभी आपको हिंट दे ही दिया है कि डार्टी रीड ऑपरेशन क्या होता है. आई होप आप लोगों को गेस मिल गया होगा, समझ में आ गया होगा डार्टी रीड क्या है. यस, तो फिर से आप ये डायग्राम देखो. लुक एट दिस डायग्राम. ट्रांजैक्शन T1 एंड ट्रांजैक्शन T2. RAWA एक टाइम रेस्पेक्ट में हो रहा है, राइट? बट देखो ट्रांजैक्शन T1 के केस में क्या हो रहा है? व्हाट इज हैपनिंग विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू ट्रांजैक्शन T1? दैट कमिट ऑपरेशन इज परफॉर्म. सॉरी, लेट मी क्लियर दिस. कमिट ऑपरेशंस इज परफॉर्म विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू ट्रांजैक्शन T1. ठीक है. नाउ ट्रांजैक्शन T2 में देखो क्या हो रहा है. ये रीड ए WA, ठीक है. बट जो ये रीड कर रहा है, सब लोग प्लीज ध्यान से देखना, All of you kindly notice carefully and give concentration, otherwise you may miss something. See, read operation जो हो रहा है, मैं अगर एक line खींच दूं, if I am drawing the line with respect to time it is crossing somewhere which is below this right. इसका मतलब ये है, ये A जो है, A दत्ता आइटम के ऊपर कुछ W1 हुआ है. All of you agree or not? W1
Yes, sir.
operation is performed with respect to A.
Yes.
ठीक है.
Yes,
But
sir.
जब भी हम W1 operation होता है, if some right operation is happening, if this means what? Some modification is done. So that modification is read by transaction. मतलब मैं अगर लिखूंगा तो क्या लिखूंगा? R2A. But ये बताओ आप लोग, क्या R2A ये तब तक ट्रांजेक्शन हुआ था, कमिट हुआ था? नहीं. ओके, क्योंकि उससे पहले ही ट्रांजेक्शन T1 का कमिट हो गया, बट T2 तब तक कमिटेड हुआ नहीं था. आप लोग अगर ग्राफ को क्लियरली नोटिस करोगे तो ये समझ में आ जाएगा. आ रहा है समझ में? देखो, इसे ड्रॉ करके देखना. ये मैं किस रेस्पेक्ट पे बना रहा हूं ग्राफ? दिस रेस्पेक्ट इज विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. वेरी गुड. तो ये रीड का कोई मतलब नहीं है, इसीलिए हम इसको बोलते हैं क्या? डार्टी रीड. वेरी गुड. ओके, दिस थिंग्स यू शुड नो. ठीक है. ये डायग्राम को अगर आप लोगों को लिखना होगा एग्जाम में और ट्राई टू रीड, so you need to read like this. T2 performs a dirty read operation. The commit operation of T2 means this one. Okay, T2 is delayed till T1 commits or rollbacks. T1 commits later. T2 is now allowed to commit. In case T1 would have failed, T2 has a chance to recover by rolling back. Now, recoverable schedules again being classified into this part: cascading, cascadeless, and strict schedule. Remember, once I have asked a question that what do you mean by cascading or cascade or cascading schedules? तो आज इस वीडियो लेक्चर जब आपको मिल जाएगा, कमेंट में आप ये जो सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये है आज का, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आपको मिल गया था, सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये है कि कास्केडिंग क्या मीनिंग है? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कास्केडिंग शेड्यूल्स? Within 1 or 2 lines you will answer these questions. So recoverable schedules may be either cascading in nature or may be cascadeless or strict schedules.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, you have already given second question. It is third number.
No, that dirty read I have given, but you don't need to answer that dirty read question by comment. You just need to note it down and perform a good research on that. Dirty read के बारे में मैंने आप लोगों को बता दिया कि exactly क्या है. उसको कमेंट करके लिखना नहीं चाहिए. ये थर्ड नहीं, ये सेकंड क्वेश्चन. ये dirty read आप लोग कॉपी में बना के रखोगे. ठीक है? Am I clear,
Okay,
Krishna? Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. देखो, ये सारे टॉपिक्स, दिस टॉपिक्स आर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग इफ यू हैव क्लियर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑन दैट. ओके, अगर समझ में नहीं आएगा तो आप इसको लिख के कोई फायदा नहीं. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द टॉपिक. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू इट. सो रिमेंबर, रिकवरेबल शेड्यूल्स वी हैव क्लासिफाइड it into classic cascading, cascadeless, and strict. Now, cascading schedules, I think it's better to discuss in the next class. Today, I would like to ask you a few things that about the lab. Okay, the lab everyone is doing sincerely. I know that I have found your copies, but this exam may be conducted at any time. क्या आप लोग सभी प्रिपेयर हो? Yes.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. My suggestion is that जितना भी मैंने आप लोगों को लैब शेड्यूल्स और लैब असाइनमेंट दिया था, अभी कुछ मत कर, उसको रिवाइज करो. प्लीज हैव ए make a revision on the specific topics that I have given till now. ठीक है? कुछ भी पूछेंगे क्वेश्चंस तो आपको बनना चाहिए, आप लोग जवाब दे पाओगे. ठीक है? So better prepare it now. From now, any time on any day, the exam may be conducted. So do you want me to go ahead or do I need to stop now? Anyway, I'm stopping it
So you
right
can
now.
go ahead.
I can go ahead, okay? But
Yes,
I
sir.
think cascading
Yes, sir.
schedule, you also go through it because I have given it as an assignment. Still, so cascading schedule का मतलब क्या है? In a schedule, failure of one transaction causes several other dependent transactions to roll back or above. Okay, then such a schedule is known as cascading schedule or cascading rollback or cascading abort. मतलब क्या है कि जो एक ट्रांजैक्शन का सॉरी फेलर आ गया, ठीक है, फेलर हो गया एक ट्रांजैक्शन, तो उसके कारण क्या होगा, बाकी जितने भी ट्रांजैक्शन हैं, मैंने आपको याद होगा, यू मे रिकॉल इट दैट डायग्राम मैंने कुछ इस टाइप का ड्रॉ किया था, यस और नो, ऐसा ही डायग्राम ड्रॉ किया था, खुद ही सोचो, इसको अगर हटा दो तो बाकी सारे गिर पड़ेगा, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
the same thing is happening here. In the case of cascading schedule, if one transaction fails, then that will lead to failure of other transaction. So they also need to roll back or abort. And this type of schedule is known as cascading schedule. So ठीक है, इसको आप assignment करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, मैंने आप लोगों को बता दिया, बस note down करना. So it simply leads to the wastage of CPU time. Obviously cascading schedule रहेगा तो क्या होगा, क्योंकि बाकी सारे ट्रांजैक्शन सिर्फ एक ट्रांजैक्शन के ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहा है, राइट? सो ये एक वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम होगा, क्योंकि एक ट्रांजैक्शन का फेलर आने से बाकी सारे ट्रांजैक्शन भी अबॉर्ट करना पड़ रहा है या तो रोल बैक करना पड़ रहा है. सो दिस इज नॉट गुड. सो कास्केडिंग शेड्यूल इज दिस वन. नाउ consider this. Can you see this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Take
sir.
Yes.
Very good. Take a screenshot of this. See, with respect to time, I'm talking about T1 happening first, R1A, W1A, T2, R2A, W2A. मैंने जो आपको एग्जांपल दिया था stairs, तो हम बोलते हैं सीढ़ी के जैसे, ऐसा ही हो रहा है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So the thing is happening like that. This one, this one, this one, and this one. आप खुद ही सोचो, T1 राइट ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म कर रहा है, T1 इज परफॉर्मिंग राइट ऑपरेशन ऑन द डाटा आइटम व्हाट A, बट T1 ही अगर फेल हो जाए तो इनका क्या होगा? They are dependent on the results of T1. They may be rollback or aborted. So this type of schedule will be the example of what? Cascading schedule. But this can be recovered also. That's why this is known as cascading recoverable. And how it is so, we'll discuss. So I'm stopping here. Dear student, I hope that whatever the topics that I have discussed today is now clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.